for being here.
Dude, thank you guys for having me. This is awesome, man.
It's awesome for us, too.
This is fantastic. I've watched you guys. I watched this show for years, so to be a part of it, be on SportsCenter, do this, dude, it's awesome just being on campus here.
Appreciate you being here.
We love it. You are welcome anytime. So let's talk about this man we've been calling everybody New Age wrestlers are dweebs, and that he would slap the head off the entire roster. What would be your response to McGregor?
I mean, I've tried to stay quiet on the whole issue up until this point because A, it jumped the shark, and B, I feel like it's just Conor being Conor. You know, he's coming off a big loss, right? Got a big fight this Saturday, and a second loss is not going to be good for him. So he's talking all the talk he wants, all the smack he wants to try to get as many eyes on this fight as he can, so that if he wins, he's an even bigger star. So I get it. I understand what he's trying to do. I don't really want to play into it, but I mean, you look at how he dresses and you look how I'm looking today.
You look clean.
Who's the dweeb is what I'm talking about. Who's the real dweeb here?
But now, you know, I got to ask this question, and listen, I respect all fighters because bottom line is the athleticism, the way you got to take care of yourself, et cetera, et cetera. All of those things deserve to be respected. But when we look at wrestling in today's day and age, and then you look at the UFC, you know, and you see what they do. And what they, like you said, you look good, you take care of yourself. You see some of these dudes, they're pretty beat up, for crying out loud.
Yeah, man.
Because of how, I mean, when you think about it, do you feel like there's just this lack of respect for WWE athletes overall because of that?
I think for the most part, if we're talking specifically about UFC and the fighters there, I feel like there's a mutual respect between WWE and UFC because they know what we go through and we know what they go through as athletes, as people who are, you know, constantly trying to keep themselves healthy and in shape and stuff like that, and with the training regimens involved. You know, I think Conor's an exception to that, and again, it may just be Conor being Conor, but at the end of the day, I do feel on a grander scale that people don't fully appreciate what we go through. I mean, we are on the road 250, 300 days a year. I wrestled over the last 3 years, 200 matches a year. And that's, you know, all across the world. And I just come back from knee reconstruction surgery 6.5 months after I had my surgery. So I'm an athlete in every sense of the word, and I feel like I am. And I think it's just taking time for the general public to understand that we go through all the same rigors and injuries and training that a regular athlete goes through. So definitely disrespect, but I don't think it's intentional. I think, you know, just the way the industry was for so long, we almost brought it upon ourselves, and now we're having taking some time to try to fix that a little bit.
Speaking of which, Brock Lesnar's a guy who shows that WWE participant can actually fight. He was heavyweight champion of the world. But recently he was busted for, I mean, I suppose that Conor McGregor's not referring to him, to Brock Lesnar, when he talks about who's, you know, also in the UFC, or was, and you know, obviously a much heavier weight division than Conor and was a champion. But he was busted for PEDs and accepted back into the WWE. Is there a difference in terms of the PED policy in your own mind? Because in one case, these guys are actually fighting, trying to hurt each other. And in the other case, though it is athletic, it's entertainment.
I don't know if there's much of a difference, and I don't know what the UFC punishment is for what he's going to be doing or what he failed for, and I don't know what it's going to be if it pertains to WWE. You know, that's TBD at this moment. I'm mostly concerned about my situation, and I know what I'm tested for. I know how I'm taken care of, and our wellness policy is in place. Not so much for performance-enhancing situations, but to keep our talent healthy. You know, because we had a terrible, you know, history before we put this system in place of wrestlers dying early. And we wanted to, you know, put a stop to that because the company cares about its talent. We care about each other as family, as friends, performers, all that stuff, and we want to take care of everybody. So the system is in place now, and like I said, it's not so much for performance enhancing because obviously we know the drill with WWE. We know the whole thing. But it's to keep everybody healthy, and I think that's the right way to do things. I'm a huge proponent of the system being in place for us. I got no problem being a part of it, and you know, I've never failed the test, so it's fantastic for us.
Let's speak to you personally in terms of your popularity within the WWE. Now, you're talking to a guy, I know this, you might find this very, very difficult to believe. We were talking during a commercial break. You seemed a little bit shocked there, but I mean, I'm not a guy that just loves my boxing. I loved me the WWF before it became the WWE.
Jimmy, Superfly, Snooker,
I mean, you
off the
talk about
top rope.
Randy Macho Man Savage, you talk about the Ultimate
man.
Warrior, you
All
talk
these
about
names.
Roddy Piper, you talk about Hulk Hogan.
Bob
I mean,
Backlund.
I used to watch the NWA with Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, Magnum TA, you know, the Road Warriors, the American Street,
Sergeant
NWO,
Slaughter, the Iron
NWO,
Sheik.
all of that stuff. Yeah, the NWO, all of that stuff, right? So I must ask you, you know, as a heavyweight champion, The Rock, Goldberg, one of my all-time favorites. I love me some Goldberg. Here you are, Seth. I mean, I'm wondering, what's it like trying to fill those shoes? Because there's been some really, really popular heavyweight champions in the WWE.
Yeah, you guys just threw a lot of names in there.
That's right. I did.
That's an incredible legacy that we built up over years and years and years, not just in WWE, WWF, WCW, NWA, you know, all the Southern Territories. And that's incredible that I get to be a guy as a former champion. To me, I looked up to all those guys that you mentioned. So for me to be in that company is incredible. As far as filling their shoes, I'm not interested in filling anybody's shoes. I'm interested in wearing my own shoes. And I think I've done a great job over the last 4 years that I've been with WWE, and even my time before that, cementing my own legacy, hopefully creating a Hall of Fame career to where, you know, one day, you know, future generations are sitting at this table and they're talking about Ric Flair, Seth Rollins, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Andre the Giant. I just want to be in the mix with those guys.
Forgive me for not knowing the answer to this question. You ever fought Goldberg?
No, Goldberg was retired.
All right, I mean, what if Goldberg come out of retirement? You want to fight Goldberg?
I would fight Goldberg
You'd
any
fight
day of the
him-
week.
you'd fight Goldberg
I would
any day of
fight
the week?
Goldberg any day of the week. Bring Goldberg back. I will take him on anytime. I would love to be in the ring
You'd
with
beat Goldberg?
Look, I am a young buck. I am a young stallion. No offense to Goldberg, but his day has come and gone.
Are you trying to imply that Goldberg is old? Is that what you're saying? Is that what
I
you're
may
saying?
or may not be saying.
You may or may
that
not be
Bill
saying. You sound like
Goldberg-
Max right now. Wait, are you saying it or you're not saying
All right,
it?
I'm saying it. Goldberg's past his prime, and he can't hang with me. Bottom line. That's what I'm saying.
Let me not stop right there. Forgive me. What about The Rock?
Oh,
What about The Rock?
No, look, The Rock.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? I mean,
can,
what about
and
The Rock?
And it smells like sweet garbage. That's what it smells like. The Rock comes in when he wants to come in and collects his paycheck, but he's not on the road with me every single week making this place what
But he
it is.
did that before he became a great actor.
Get out of
Did he not do
town.
that, Seth?
Get
Did he not
out
do
of
that? I mean,
town.
don't you want to act? Are you not going to be
Don't
doing
you
some
want to be
acting?
washed up?
Don't you stop that? Stop
Yeah.
that. Watch yourself,
My man,
Max.
right
Don't you say
there.
that about The
That's
Rock.
what
Well, I'm saying from his point of view, if these guys are washed up, that's where you want to get to,
I mean,
right?
even The Rock is doing a great job on Ballers on HBO. We know he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
But when you're great, you can step away and come back like a him or like a Goldberg, and they could possibly take you.
No,
Seth.
The Rock is fantastic. I love him. He's a great actor. I'm happy for what he's doing. He has come back a couple times, and The Rock and I. No, look, The Rock and I have had. We've intermingled a little bit. And I've gotten the better of The Rock. I put The Rock through a table, mind you, a few years ago. I know you probably didn't know that. Came out in the dark, put The Rock through a table.
Hold on, and you're proud of that? You
Oh, of
came out of
course.
the dark
Absolutely.
and put him through a table. You're proud of that?
Look, it's
What
not
are you-
it's
you're
not
proud
always
of that?
brawn versus brawn. Sometimes it's brains versus brawn. And if The Rock doesn't want to use his brains, he's going to get handled. That's just how it is.
Are you afraid as a result of that you will never be able to break into Hollywood? That The Rock will block you?
Please don't blacklist me, Rock. If you got to roll on Ballers for me, I'm all yours.
So I just want to make sure I'm clear. You on this show, you just said that you would take Goldberg.
Yes.
And you just said that The Rock is garbage.
Yes. No, I said what The Rock is cooking is sweet garbage. That's that's
And what
exactly
The Rock
what
is
I said.
cooking is sweet garbage.
Yes.
What The Rock is cooking is sweet garbage.
Look, I'm not afraid. I'll take them both on, one-on-one, same time, triple threat match, it doesn't matter. After Sunday, I'm going to be the Universal Champion, first ever, mind you, and I will take on all comers, past, present,
What do you mean
future.
the first Universal
doesn't-
Champion? Explain that.
Well, we got a new title.
Okay.
WWE just split brands, so we have half Raw, half SmackDown. The WWE World Champion, Dean Ambrose, is on SmackDown,
Right.
so Raw needs to create a new title. We've got the WWE Universal Championship match, myself, Finn Balor, live SummerSlam, WWE Network this Sunday. Going to be
You
a
ain't worried about
Yeah,
Finn
why'd
Balor?
you call him out?
What's that? Finn?
Demon King, yeah.
Well, I wanted to see what I was dealing with. You know, I heard all this talk about the Demon King and his painted up persona and whatever he's bringing to the table, and I wanted to see what it was all about. So, got a little taste on Monday. Didn't exactly go in my favor, but Sunday, now I know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? You have to take some to get some. You want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
Let me ask you this. You're a Bears fan, right?
Absolutely.
Can you repeat to him what you say about his quarterback?
Jay
Bears fan?
Cutler is horrible.
Oh,
Hold on,
come on, man.
Seth.
Who else do you want throwing the ball in Chicago?
I'm not questioning his talent.
Okay.
But because I know he can throw the football. I know he's got a presence.
look
I know
at
he's
you
got the
backing
talent.
up.
I'm not
Yeah,
backing
battle.
up. I'm getting to my point. I was on the record. I consider him to be the worst quarterback in football because he's not a leader. He's not a leader. Are you a leader?
I'm 100%
All right,
a
then you
leader.
know what leaders are required to do. Is that Jay Cutler? Are you going to sit there and say that's Jay Cutler?
Look, Jay
if The Rock
Cutler
comes at you like that, you better be
Cutler
able
is
to
my
respond.
quarterback. He is my quarterback, and I will stand behind him until he is not
so
my
we're being
quarterback.
emotional. So that's what we do. We're being emotional.
That's how it's gonna be.
You don't
Tepid.
believe. You just want to support him.
I got him.
Seth.
I got his back.
Tepid response.
For me?
I'm saying if The Rock comes at you like that, if Goldberg comes at you like that, if the Demon King comes at and you go back at him, you're going to lose your title, brother.
No, Jay Cutler is my quarterback, and he's going to take this team to the playoffs this year. To the playoffs this
That's
year.
funny.
A
That's
division
really
title.
funny.
And
That's
look,
really funny.
I'll go on
A
record
division
right now.
title.
The Chicago Bears are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
The
stop
Chicago
it.
Bears are going to
You
win the
just lost
Super
all
Bowl
credibility
this
with
year.
that statement.
Why? You don't know? That's why they play the games, right?
You know.
That's why they
You
play the
know.
games.
You know.
No, I don't know.
They need
You
you
totally
doing
know.
PR
The Chicago Bears
Aaron
are going to win the
Rodgers.
Super Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers
Really?
is on the downslide.
What?
He's on the downslide.
Oh.
The Vikings can't put a
Can
team
you
together
say
for
that
more
again
than
for
3 years
Stephen
at
A?
a time. Aaron Rodgers is on the downslope of his career, all right? He is
Taking
on the
shots
back
at The
end
Rock,
of things.
Aaron
How do
Rodgers.
you have the audacity to be so blasphemous?
What are you blasphemy?
I'm talking.
Come on.
We're talking about. You talk about Goldberg, woman. You talk about The Rock. The next.
Yes.
Now you're defending Jay Cutler
Absolutely.
while disrespecting
That is my
that
quarterback.
man that is Aaron Rodgers. That's your quarterback.
Hey, he may win a passing title this year. You don't know. He's got a
Who you gonna
healthy
throw to?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Hey, we don't know if he's healthy.
Kevin
We don't know if he's
White
healthy.
is
We don't know if
back
he's healthy
Kevin
either.
White,
We don't know if he's
Zach
healthy.
Miller.
You lost Matt Forte. Keep going.
He's past his prime
Really?
anyway. He's in New York. He's going to rush for
He's with
500
Goldberg.
yards.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
he's hanging out with Bill on set somewhere. All right? Him and Dwayne and Bill
You know
are
what,
hanging
man?
out somewhere on
You're
set.
going to be
I'm gonna be
hanging out
watching you.
Sunday, and we can't wait.
By the way,
Yes.
I predict you're going to win this week, and I think you're going to be fine.
I don't know if that's a good or bad omen.
But you're going to lose to Goldberg, though.
That's just not going to happen. He's too afraid to come out of retirement and face me. Period.
Seth, thank you so much for being with us. Be
And I
sure to
believe
check out
it's-
SummerSlam on WWE Network this Sunday. We'll all be watching. Come by anytime. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Matter with you.
More First Take after the break. Getting Stephen A. feisty.